I know that's not a pretty topic to talk about, but when you fail, it's really not a failure, it's just a lesson you learn. And if you don't have mentors, mistakes is gonna be your lesson. I learned from my guy Derek Harper, he says, done is better than perfect, because perfect never gets done. And a lot of times we always trying to make something perfection where we actually do something and we never get around to doing it. So I'm like, yo, it's the beginning of the year. Then when New Year's happens, everybody has their goals and resolutions of what they're gonna do. And usually that first week, about 80% of people, they end up just giving up. And so I'm like, yo, what can I do to help either motivate or inspire somebody that is, watching this or could watch this and is not where they want or just needs that little push to keep on going through. So, one, I want you to know that everybody gets, unmotivated. Everybody gets depressed at times, and I'm talking about myself included. Everybody feels like they're not enough at times. The same thoughts that you have, that you think these people like us or me are superheroes, we all go through the same shit, man. Like, we really do. And I think the difference that separates us or myself between, somebody else that isn't, let's say where they want to be, is not only just a why, but it's like just a knowing of who I am and the value I have, right? So even though I grew up in modest means, like I didn't have a bedroom until I was like in the 10th grade. I have 5 brothers and sisters, and it was like I think a 1,500 square foot house we grew up in. I didn't really have a lot, like I didn't have a lot. All I remember in my childhood is just really going to church. My mom was a pastor, and my dad was a deacon. So I just remember us going to church all the time. Yeah, so I know the word through and through. I wouldn't say I'm religious, I'm spiritual. But I've always known that I was supposed to be rich, right? So at age 10, one of the first things I did, not one of the first things I did, what started my entrepreneurial journey, what started me on this path is I was at church and I asked my dad for some offering money. My dad was like, I ain't got it. I ain't got it, Doc. That was his favorite thing to say to me when he was alive. And I was just like, you know what? I'm not ever asking my dad for money again. Like, this is irritating. Like, everybody else got offering money. I ain't even got $1 to put in an offering. So my mom was my first investor. We went to Family Dollar and we got the little, the stuff you get for $1 and you sell it individually. And I started a candy store in the garage. And that was my first business endeavor. So I'll be there, the juices and all the friends, because we would all play in the neighborhood. They would come to my house and, I would make money like that. And then one day I was like, you know what? I want to play, but, I want to make money. So I asked one of my friends, I'm like, yo, he wanted some candy. He didn't have money. I was like, well, this work here for today. You can have the candy you want. And I was like, oh, shoot. That was the start of my entrepreneurial journey. So I kept that running until maybe 6 months until like my friends started stealing from it, and I was like, that wasn't adding up. I just shelved it. But yeah, that's what started me in my entrepreneurial journey. And now I'm 38. That's 28 years now. I've been an entrepreneur, right? So I've been doing it. And what happens is with social media, the good and bad thing about social media is you see these people and you think that, like the results that we have, you're supposed to get or have in like microwave minutes, right? In a minute, boom, you're supposed to have all this stuff. I done worked 28 years to do. So you're on your chapter 2 and I'm on chapter 38, right? And the thing is like, you just got to take your time and just chill, right? Because it ain't gonna happen overnight. Even though social media make it look like it's overnight, it don't happen overnight. So now it's perfect because where I'm at, it's a little bit chilly. Let's keep walking a little bit. Actually, it's cold as shit. And, not to Adrian, he likes this. But it's like, you see things like this now, and it's like, social media just give you a glimpse. I was like, okay, the pit to the palace. And that's not realistic. So what I did when I was 20, I was in college at Wright State University, and a friend of mine's, you should get the crib too, so they can just, see that too. What he did was he got me involved in multi-level marketing, network marketing, and I came over and I seen it, and when I got involved with it, I won't say what it is, but he handed me a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and that is the first book where I really felt like somebody was talking to me, because he hated college, school as much as I did, because I've always known that based on my connections, that's what's going to get me to where I want to be, not necessarily what I can remember. So let's keep on walking. So I picked up my first book. Next book I picked up was, he said, if you want to be rich and successful, don't go to college. And eating air, watch TV, and stuff like that as well. But when I did, I picked it up and I started transforming my mind. And the biggest process when you start any venture is you gotta have the right foundation, the right mindset. And for me, it was books then. Now you got YouTube, you got, so many people online that give the game for free. Let's keep on going. It's a lot easier than what it used to be, because it's the information age, and a lot of things are digital, and with tech and things like that. So I say all that to say, as I start talking about, I didn't just want to talk about resolutions and goals and certain things like that. To me, it's like I want to know who the person is. Like, if they really got it, can they live? Do they live what they saying? A lot of people don't. A lot of people, and there's no shade, man. They really don't live. They're not really who they appear to be online. And with me, I've been doing this for a long time. I've had multi-millions. Woo! And I've been homeless, right? And I've made millions again, and Hurricane Harvey destroyed it all. I've made money again and went through a divorce, and and my parents died, and it's a lot of things that happen on this road to success that people don't talk about. And that's why I think mental health is so important. And that's why I think just being able to talk and relate and really get to a point where you feel like you really know somebody, and they ain't trying to just run game on you and stuff like that is important. Because for a lot of stuff I shied away doing things like that, because I don't think a lot of things that people push is really real, right? Like, I be wanting stuff to be 100 and it don't be 100. And if you look all on my page, I've never I'm like, right? They're so focused on just trying to make money from teaching information rather than living it. So I've lived it, I've done it. I failed in so many ways. And when you get comfortable with failing, is when you become successful, right? I know that's not a pretty topic to talk about, but when you fail, it's really not a failure, it's just a lesson you learn. And if you don't have mentors, mistakes is gonna be your lesson. I think I just heard Jim Jones talking about, they said, who's your mentor? He said it was mistakes, because nobody teaches you better than when you take an L, right? When it's an investment opportunity, and someone says, hey, this is $250,000, you invest, then the dude disappear, right? And then now you gotta, say, okay, all right, do I get my money back forcefully and risk, going to jail, or I gotta take that L, right? And it's been so many times where with success, it looks so much better than what it really is, because sometimes you lose yourself in the midst of trying to get these things that you miss out on what's most important, which is family, which is peace, which is love, which is happiness. That is the best things with success, right? So take this time this year to be gentle with yourself. Take this time now to, if you have goals and things like that, write them all out, do all that stuff, but just find what you want to do, make sure you enjoy it, and just become obsessed with it, right? Become a master of it, right? And they say usually when you put 10,000 hours or something is when you get to that level of mastery. So take the time, don't beat yourself up, man. Somebody beat themselves up for what they have, and with Adrian trying to slip, but just over time, just it's gonna happen, right? And you want to find people with you that's solid, because once you get to a certain level, like you said, you're gonna find a lot of people that's not solid, right? One of my most solid partners, come on, is this guy right here, Steve, man. Steve, when we met, you know, he actually bought a book that I was super late with shipping out. And it was one of those days where I was like, oh, you know what, dang. I was like, just come meet me over here real quick and grab it from me. And when we came over, we rapped, we talked, because I always see he's always valuing people no matter what's going on. And we talked, and he was like, man, you know what? You should, your social media content could be so much better if you did X, Y, Z, if you did this, you did that. And the key word is I'll help you. Because I'm like, I don't know how to do it. And I think that's what we was talking about, that's nice. And the thing you told me when you got here, right? You was like, man, why don't I just find people that are wealthy already and have problems and stuff they don't want to do, right? Like, why don't we just do that? Like, and that's all I do I'm a serial connector, and I gotta wrap this up, right? But yeah, that's one of the things you do. I just find out what this person's problem is. I connect the dots, and I add value, then I make money from that. So, yeah, man, Steve, I'm gonna put this thing below. He's gonna be a solid dude, but stay connected to the right people. This is a vlog of many that we're gonna do, but be easy on yourself. Know that's gonna happen, and just be patient.